Hearing about Ken's situation and talking to him kind of sent me down a path of reflecting on times past and summing things up. But the truth is that I'd already started to do that. For just some reason, I came across the CDs that Dave put together, the Basement Band CDs, nice white album style of packaging here. And I started with the Basement Band 80s Greatest Hits, which I actually recall was, I think, November of 1987, right before I left for 2 years, which was early '88. And I remember I listened to this recording, the same exact recording on tape a bunch of times and kind of wore it out, so it was nice to have a relatively fresh copy of it. I had a number of observations about the band recording and thought that I would share some of those in an email before, but now I'm doing videos, this will be much easier. So I remember the first thing on the recording is, I don't know what the context was, but Stephanie telling somebody that they were a jerk, and I always thought that was kind of funny. It kind of sums up the irreverence of us in our youthful times.
You're a jerk.
I don't know what that was about, but it was kind of funny. I think that Sean and Shannon were also there, but I don't think it's Shannon's voice, and I don't think she would call people jerks. She was much more polite than Stephanie. Stephanie was much more fun, shall we say. So, La Villa Giotto, I was listening to this and not really remembering the lineup. And then I noticed that the bass was really loud. So like right there, all you can hear is the bass hardly, and like the guitar is like nowhere. And I was thinking, Dave's playing blasto bass. He's like blasting everybody else. What's up with that, Dave? And then I realized that it wasn't Dave playing bass in this instance. It was actually me. So that was my fault. The way that I figured out that it was not Dave playing bass is that I realized that Ted was playing guitar, and the way I realized that is when the guitar solo started. When the guitar solo starts, it seems okay at first, and then it quickly goes wrong. And if you listen carefully, you can hear everybody in the background laughing at Ted. That's a good one. Where's Ted? And so right there is Ken's attempt to get me to play Run Over Lonely Heart, but I wasn't paying attention.
We can't do that.
Just an early warning. This is the last time that Ted played with us, and listening over the recording, I can kind of see why, because I think I spent most of the time yelling at him for messing up the performances. Not that I wasn't messing up too, but his mess-ups were more egregious. So like here at the beginning of Just an Early Warning, he comes in completely the wrong key on vocals, and I don't even know how that's possible to like sing something in a different key. And so I don't understand how people can just like be in a totally different key. We've been sitting on like the tonic pedal the whole time from the beginning of the song. It's just it's strange to me. But anyway, I spent a lot of time yelling at Tad for like playing wrong parts and singing wrong lyrics and stuff like that. And there was a particularly funny moment toward the end where he was playing the keyboard part of this song, and like he moved to the next part too soon, and I yelled at him, I was like, no, like that. And Shannon and Sean and Stephanie all thought that was really hilarious, and you can hear them like howling with laughter in the background at me yelling at Tad. Maybe you'll be able to hear that. I don't know if you could even hear that. It's in the background. It's this really high-pitched squealing, and you probably have to listen to it with headphones on. So Cocaine, we just kind of did this off the cuff, and this was something different for me because I actually made up a guitar solo on the spot, which I rarely am able to do, and it was actually pretty decent, I thought. Anyway, everybody says, well, with guitar solos you need to be spontaneous and make up, you know, be creative on the spot, and this is one of the very few times when I actually did anything of that sort. So this is something that Dave used to like to point out about this recording, is that Tad announced that we're going to do Spirit of the Radio just by saying Spirit, and before he even finished the word Spirit, I had already started the song. So that's kind of fun. So I realized on this, the tempo I started at was just kind of insanely fast, and I realized that, listening to this whole CD, I tend to rush pretty much everything, and there's sometimes when I would just not just take a fast tempo, but just anticipate the next measure or whatever too quickly, and sometimes I'd like leave out an entire beat or so. So I guess it's just a natural tendency on my part. Wasn't disciplined enough to sort of keep tempo. I've gotten better. I got better. But it's still a problem that I have to fight fairly often. Tom Sawyer, at the end, something happens. I think one of the microphones we were recording with, like the mic stand falls over, and like the whole thing gets mushy. It's kind of funny. And then we can't end together. So there are other fun things to talk about probably, but this will suffice for this video.